exhibition that has attracted a number of phone calls and emails from excited fans, the Phantom Art Show. I must admit it's been a treat to read quite a few of these emails from the Phantoms fan this week in anticipation of the exhibition opening. And I'm told here when I arrived this afternoon that today an avid collector of Phantom comics was here in the gallery. He didn't realise that the exhibition was on, so it was an extraordinary thrill for him. But he shared with all the staff on duty today that he had over 2,000 Phantom comic books. So there is, clear evidence that there are some avid fans out there. We, of course, are delighted that we've been able to entice the Phantom himself from his skull cave, accompanied by his four-legged companion, Devil. And, of course, the icing on the cake is undoubtedly the news that the elusive Diana Palmer, one of the most endeared by the Phantom, responded so positively to our humble invitation to open the exhibition tonight. The gallery is thrilled, as is artist Peter Kingston, who I've now spotted. There he is. The principal artist being Peter and co-curator of the show, that the Honourable Dame Quentin Bryce, aka Diana Palmer, and Michael Bryce are able to be here tonight. So please welcome, I don't know whether to say Quentin or Diana, both of you. Michael's coming first. Michael first. To our gallery, and I know that they're both very fond of the Tweed, so give them a warm welcome.
Drinks down here. This is in a way an extract from a speech that I made at the previous exhibition of this works of art at Toowoomba. Not so long ago, but I've done a lot of thinking about it in the meantime. Okay, that's better. I've realised that I had a number of facts quite distorted. Susie, yes. And Peter, my friend Peter Kingston, our distinguished guests here, ladies and gentlemen, I acknowledge the traditional keepers of the land on which we meet. I get Nagan Duwal and the Ninjulabal people, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. I am actually 2 years younger than the Lee Falk first Phantom. Not 2 years younger in actual age, but 2 years younger than he was when he first appeared in print. I was born in Brisbane in 1938 and started school in Gordonvale in the Atherton Tableland at the age of 6. I lived in the Gordonvale police station while my father served in the army in the Pacific. I wasn't aware of the Phantom. Will you hear me up there? Yeah. I wasn't aware of the Phantom until I returned to suburban life in Brisbane and the comics became more affordable and available. I lived a fantasy boyhood. The Argonauts, who remembers the Argonauts? I was actually Socrates 1. Biggles, Superman, Captain Marvel, the Shadow, Lone Ranger, and the Phantom, the ghost who walks, filled my life. We rode our bikes around the suburbs until dark. We raced our go-karts with our superheroes' names glued onto them, and we each had our own hero. But most of all, we played war. We mostly shot Japs, because that's what our dads did. It was the Phantom ring that got me in, I think. That ring, I had 2 rings over the years. Alas, I can't find either of them. They were the silver skull shape, and we could actually knock somebody out if wearing one. I'm rather daunted standing in front of this crowd of Phantomites experts in every nuance of phantom psychology. And delighted to see this exhibition of art. I had a quick look of the phantom legend by such eminent and talented artists. Well, whatever. I am intrigued about his lineage. Even though he has no magic powers, like Mandrake, he must have a long line of understanding grandmothers with good genes to have survived so long, with hunky phantom husbands and fathers, dashing all over the world to fight crime, wherever it arose. Because most crime fighters we know are one-offs, like the Lone Ranger. We know the Lone Ranger was born, and he had a life, and he died. Or even Superman, we know he came and he was around the place for a while. I don't know where he is now. But, we trace them from boyhood to superhero performance. But the Phantom reinvents himself over and over as generations produce a fully kitted out man living in the jungle. Well, some tailoring, some laundry. But let me tell you about my other Phantom. The F4 Phantom II was built by McDonnell Douglas as a supersonic fighter. Between 1958 and 1996. Come on, have a look at it if you like. In its lifespan of service, it accomplished 15 world records, including for speed and altitude, serving in more than 12 air forces, including the RAAF. A total of 5,195 Phantoms were built, of which some hundreds are still flying in 7 countries. It was the last US fighter to obtain ace status in the Vietnam War, with 3 Phantoms, Navy, credited with 5 kills each. The plane was called the Spook. In 1968, the RAF took delivery of 24 leased Phantom F4s while transitioning from the English electric camera to the F111. I fell in love with this ugly, pugilistic machine with a big punch, and so I bought my own Phantom model. This Phantom model's markings are actually of the period. It's called MiG Killer. Perhaps you can think about the connection between this enigmatic international fighter jet with our Phantom. And this is the true part. As each F4 landed, the pilot would report to the intelligence officer for debriefing. It was my luck to be the RAF intelligence officer, or the Intello, on duty to brief and debrief a squadron of the US 5th Air Force Tactical Fighter Wing flying Phantom F4s on exercise at Amberley when I was in the RAF Reserve in 1966 too. This is when I find a young National Guard pilot named Captain Walker. Fresh from flying his F4 Phantom over Vietnam, call sign, Ghost, and things take a strange new turn. Sit down, sir, I said. How was your flight? Fine, he said. But there was something eerie about this Captain Walker. Perhaps it was the black sunglasses he was wearing indoors, or maybe the way he fidgeted with his little silver ring. And now I find myself wondering, was it Captain Ghost Walker, son of the Phantom, in that brief encounter in 1996 at RAF Base Amberley, the ghost who follows? His secret has been safe with me. Until now. What do we know about this man? No cape like Zorro or Batman, just a trench coat, a dog, happens to be here tonight. And lurking in the shadows in New York or Vietnam or even the mess in Amberley. Why does this story endure? Perhaps it's the unusual legend involving Africa, the Skull Cave, and everlasting families of heroes. My view is that it all began in the way that he was first drawn by Lee Falk. He was shown as muscular, but athletic, and dare I say it, a bit camp. Serious, withdrawn, mysterious, here today, gone tomorrow, and yet back again. With no magical powers, but able to achieve results with only his business. Who can forget the indelible mark of the skull on the villain's jaw? Costumed in space-age purple, but with two wide like six guns, surrounded by real people, dressed normally, and being unperturbed, even though he occasionally might have looked a little out of place. I ventured the thought that it was his enduring values of sacrifice, courage, and determination, but with a touch of irony like 007. I suspect his companion Diana, who Quentin will channel next, helped shape his character, beliefs, and ideals. He certainly shaped mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate your sharing the platform with me this afternoon. I know you'd have liked a little more time to talk about your hero. My friends, I feel sorry for you standing up for so long when I was last. But I do want you to know how thrilled and delighted I am to join you for this very special occasion. It's lovely to be back in this beautiful Tweed Regional Gallery. It's so important in the cultural life of our country, bringing joy and beauty and enormous pleasure to thousands and thousands of art lovers I know, and over 100,000 in the last year. How exciting. And I'd like to think that many of them would be making their first visit to an art gallery, and they'll be coming and coming because of their experience in this beautiful place. Is this real? Oh, wow. Of course, I am brimming with remembrances of our much-loved Margaret Old when I come here, such a champion of regional galleries. They are treasure troves. Again and again, I've seen that. And we all understand, as she did, that this is such a glorious part of our country and what it meant to her, as it always has to me. As a little kid, I came here every summer to poke around when we were having holidays at Surfers in the olden days when the pub there had a zoo and the houses were fibro. Not long ago, Michael and I were here with our twin granddaughters who are 13. Gosh, they're a magic pair. They call Michael Roy for some reason, and I refer to as Roy's wife. I wanted them to see this beautiful part of Australia. And we made this trip called the Twins Tour of the Tweed. We spent hours in this gallery and at lunch and in the shop. A few days at Kingscliff. It was heaven. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an exhilarating exhibition. It will bring people together in a unique way to see some of the work of great Australian artists and to cause us all to indulge in some delicious nostalgia, as Michael has, and storytelling, as we marvel at the enduring appeal of the Phantom. Everybody has something to tell about this comic book character created before World War II, who resonates so strongly with many generations 80 years later. It's a mystery, isn't it? I feel a bit anxious about my confession, but I have to admit I didn't go for Kit Walker at all when I was a girl. Just too boy for me. Though, of course, I was drawn to the glamorous Diana. As I recall, she didn't appear to have much of a role in the 50s. I knew even then about gender equality. Not the words, but I got the message because we were 4 girls in our family, and every time people would ask us that banal question, got any brothers or sisters? And we'd say, 3 sisters, and the immediate response was always, oh, you're all father. So, preparing for this occasion has opened up Diana's world for me, and wow, what a fabulous woman. What a role model. She's been described as maybe the most remarkable mother of her time. A feminist who successfully combines work, family, athletic prowess, a woman with extraordinary capabilities. She should be known better known as a shining example of what women can achieve. Frankly, she deserves her own comic book. It's rather a romantic story, childhood sweethearts. That's why at the wedding, the Phantom is saying to himself, "At last." And Diana's thoughts are, "It's really happening. I hope I don't wake up." She's in heaven. And then the ring. And then a kiss. Her dress is divine. Lace top, showing off her fantastic figure. She is, after all, a former Olympic diving champion. A black belt in karate. Indeed, a fitting bride of the Phantom. And wow, that sort of career that every girl would love. Associate Director of the United Nations Human Rights Commission. Before that, the World Health Organization. Trained as a nurse. Now Diana, a nurse. Before that, Diana Palmer, Olympic diver, explorer, pilot. See what I mean? Her office in New York is there because she does a lot of commuting. Luckily, her boss is very understanding and plans to assign her to a urination. There's good childcare in Glenville. I know she's going to be worried about the twins, Kit and Heloise. That guilty working mother syndrome. She's only got a month of maternity leave left, and as usual, she's the parent with prime responsibility for looking after the kids, organising home health, shopping, cooking. Has the Phantom ever helped with recognise? Habit changing? These are the things I want to know about. As we tell our stories about the Phantom, his fine values, his fight for justice, as he pits his wits, skills and physique against evil doers, let us remember Diana in the treetop house commuting to Noah, keeping it all going, so that the Phantom from his principal residence in the Skull Cave, hundreds of miles deep in the jungle, will always be there for us. And the curators of this magnificent collection, thank you and congratulations on touring the Phantom Art Show to share your brilliant ideas, your creativity, your art in regional galleries. Peter, I miss you, my Sydney neighbour at Lavender Bay. Loved, admired, respected for his glorious paintings of the harbour, the Opera House, the ferries, wonder and beauty and inspiration. I remember we used to send him cups of tea on a silver tray because the artist in residence. Beautiful, beautiful paintings. Thank you, Erin Stapleton, for your great job coordinating this show. I can imagine what a job that would be. And I want to acknowledge Philip Bacon, whose support and generous philanthropy for art, for music, ballet, opera is legendary. I know that times are tough for many of our arts companies, and I like to take every opportunity I can to express my appreciation to wonderful donors whose generosity enriches my life, all our lives. And I know that this gallery has the most fantastic community support. You can feel it here in this room this evening, and every time I come here, I'm conscious of it, how loved it is, how important it is, and what you will do to make it the way it is. When the twins were here on tour, the cattle were just standing there in perfection. I said to them, I can't resist it. I said, they're stuffed, you know, they're not really. It's perfect. So, Susie, congratulations to you and your team on another fantastic year. And I want to say to you and Peter and Detmar, to the Phantom and Devil, and to Flight Lieutenant Bryce. Thank you for bringing us together and to have some fun, but to mark the opening of a very interesting and wonderful exhibition of beautiful art by famous Australian artists who all have a bit of a crush on the Phantom, like some of us.
Now, just because we're getting a little bit light about the Phantom here, not too happy about that, I'd like all the men, sons of Phantoms and Phantomites, to come forward to swear